It's frightening. No one dares check it out. Lewis and Clark's men, in their historic exploration of the continent, take pains to pass it by. Wagon trains heading west go out of their way to avoid it. Then, one impetuous fellow recklessly braves it and publishes an account of his exploration, which the folks back home sneer at as a work of fiction. A hell, if not a hoax. Yes, it is a Hades, an inferno, an underworld, but it is not fiction. Sulfurous fumes slithering into the black air. Dismal pits of bubbling pitch and mud. Tormented shapes of molten rock. A region where darkness never ends. For decades, mountain men, trappers, hunters, mavericks, are lured to this netherworld. They return with fantastic accounts of fire and brimstone. But everyone knows that mountain men are tellers of tall tales. The United States government shows some interest in this vast untouchable, and sponsors an expedition of scientists to investigate. Included is a photographer. What they behold is far from fiction. They've happed upon the caldera of the largest supervolcano on the North American continent. A scenic paradise that loosely seals a purgatory of lava and ash, gushing up miles from the Earth's core. Should this volcano ever erupt, with 1,000,000 times more power than that of a nuclear bomb, it could wipe out America and pollute the climates of the world for centuries to come. Needn't worry. The last eruption was 640,000 years ago. In expanding west, America's policy is to conquer nature. Now it grapples with something new, to preserve it. Washington is abuzz. Congressmen recognize that what has been discovered is a priceless treasure, an American wonderland. In 1871, Congress passes what is called the Act of Dedication, which establishes a protected tract of land in the territories of Wyoming and Montana for the benefit and enjoyment of the people. A buoyant President Ulysses S. Grant signs it. After La Pierre Jaune, which is what the French had named the area, the American government dubs it Yellowstone, Yellowstone Park, a national park. This is a new twist to an old policy. That vast West waits passively for exploitation. Now, there are totally new dynamics afoot. Conservation. No one in the world had ever conceived of a national park before. So the world watches. How to run it. The U.S. Department of the Interior, whose responsibility it is long on arguments and short on action. The Army is sent in, usually a last resort. Soldiers are trained to fight enemy soldiers. Here they must battle poachers, settlers, miners, lumbermen, hunters, grizzly bears, and frostbite. Word gets around. In 1872, there are 300 visitors. It's a tremendous task. The area spans over 3,000 square miles. the Army units are understaffed, and they have much to learn if they want to be effective. Weather patterns, topography, flora and fauna, environmental quirks. In just 11 years, the number of visitors reaches 5,000. The Army engineers respond with the building of new roads to get the ever-increasing number of visitors to the popular sites. They even hitch up plows to keep the roads clear of early spring snows. When automobiles are allowed on park roads in 1915, attendance skyrockets as middle-class America takes to the roads. World War I has the Army preparing for battle, but it can't halt the invasion of speculators drawn to the trove of natural resources found in Yellowstone. So in 1916, President Woodrow Wilson creates a highly trained, specialized force to set a standard of operations: the National Park Service, which plunges headlong into problem solving. The public's increasing fascination with the park has the ever-popular rangers acting as guide and public resource. More rangers are needed. By the 1930s, Yellowstone has become a huge vacation destination, and the park employs 70 rangers for the summer crowds. The education and safety of the public remains a top priority. The management of visitors and their contact with the park's animals becomes an everyday concern. Wildlife management is a priority. It wasn't always the case. Early in the 19th century, the American West rumbles under the hooves of millions of bison, often called buffalo.
Some officials felt they stood in the way of development, and the buffalo were slaughtered to near extinction.
By 1902, in Yellowstone, there were only 23 bison remaining. 23. As a program has begun to bring back endangered species, the animals' numbers are steadily restored, so that by 1954, the herd reaches 1,500. Fearing that they're breeding too many, they cull the animals. That is, shoot some of them to thin out the herd. This proves to be a mistake. Today, they roam the park freely, and these healthy herds have grown into the thousands. But for the Park Service, it's been trial and error. Wolves are depleting the herds of elk, so the wild wolves become outlaws. They were trapped and killed. When the elk herds got too big, the wolves were reintroduced. Trial and error is also applied to the multitudinous tasks and duties vital to the stewardship of the park, from group tours to garbage disposal, campsites to clinics, architecture, first aid, forest fires, and warning visitors that hungry bears are predators, not pets. Yellowstone has learned from its mistakes and its successes. In turn, the world has learned from Yellowstone. Yellowstone is the first true national park on the planet. A closely watched, carefully imitated model for national parks that have sprung up all over the globe. Yellowstone is mother and father of them all.